Hello, my name is Dylan's Dungeon, and today I'm going to share my first inspiration to make drawings. Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants is a series of graphic novels by Dave Pilkey, who is also famous for books like The Dumb Bunnies and a series called Dragon that I've never heard of until writing the script. The basic plot is that two friends, George and Harold, run a comic book making business in their treehouse, and after their school principal, Mr. Krupp, sees and records videos of them pulling pranks on other students, he threatens to lower their grades to an F if they don't do chores for him. They, in response, buy a hypnotizing ring off of a comic book ad and use it to hypnotize Mr. Krupp to thinking that he is one of the superheroes that they created, named Captain Underpants, who gets into mischief thinking he is a superhero despite not having real powers. Later in the series, Captain Underpants actually got superpowers, and some other weird time-traveling things happened. The Captain Underpants books had a lot of surreal comedy, and while lowbrow at times, could still come up with a smart joke or two sprinkled into the madness. The series, despite being very simple at times, means a lot to me for reasons like being my first inspiration to become an artist. When I was 8, I thought it was really cool that George and Harold sold comics to their friends, so I did the same. I remember even giving my friends interest for buying my comic books. 'Twas a simpler time. In the books, the comics George and Harold made always had a bunch of other pages drawn behind them to give the illusion that the comic book is real and that another page was under it. But as a kid, I thought all comics had to have something like that, so I put it into all my comics. And I still do to this day. Some of the books had the weirdest connotations, like the first book having Mr. Krupp blackmail George and Harold. I remember actually asking my mom what blackmailing meant. Oops. There was this one plot point where a supervillain forced everyone on Earth to change their name to something as ridiculous as the villain's name. The villain's name was Professor Poopy Pants. I always wanted that part again and again because it had a guide so the reader could make their own name weird. I looked at my name and I also made names for all my friends. The first time I actually learned about animation was in these books, where most action scenes were done in a 2-frame animation that you flipped within the book. Sometimes the instructions even told you to make a noise when you did it. The Flip-O-Rama's 2-frame animation is most likely what inspired the Captain Underpants movie's art style. This movie is the biggest reason why I'm making this video, and it actually looks really good, and I'm probably going to see it when it comes out. Wait, what music is that? That can't be. No. No. Captain Underpants. Why? Unintentionally, one of Dave Pilkey's spin-offs to Captain Underpants, The Adventures of Ook and Gluck, has a lot of similarities to The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Both have plots about racism. I mean, in Ook and Gluck, one guy from the future calls a prehistoric ancestor of himself a salt shaker. Now that's just mean. But it's not nearly as mean as this Huckleberry Finn rap I had to listen to in school.
Miss Burbeck 2K13, like what? This is my life. Let me kick it to you right quick. Growing up in St. Petersburg with the widow Douglas, my quest for adventure was beginning to feel hopeless. That's when Pat came back around and my life got flipped, turned upside down. Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and now I'm headed down the city. Life's beginning to turn out. You know my name's Huck Finn, and I'm just growing up. Alright, name's Huck Finn, and I'm just growing up. What? Name's Huck Finn, and I'm just growing up. You know my name's Huck Finn, and I'm just growing up. Alright, name's Huck Finn, and I'm just growing up. You know my name's Huck Finn, and I'm just growing up. Alright, name's Huck Finn, and I'm just growing up. First, not now, not never, not ever, not never, ever, ever, never. That's what I say. Shout out to my boy Tom Sawyer.
On a completely unrelated note, Ook and Gluck shows you how to speak caveman. It's been 6 years, so I'm a bit rusty, but, me name Huck Finn and I'm grow up? Okay, good enough. Relating to Huckleberry Finn again, both have one black and one white protagonist. Both have adventures. And probably some other things I'm just forgetting. Further elaborating on Ook and Gluck, there was this one page where our heroes ran behind a sign as the bad guy blasted it with a ray gun, making it say something different. And I read that sign gag over and over again, and I don't even remember why. Now on to a more personal story relating to Captain Underpants. Author Dave Pilkey throughout his life suffered from ADHD and dyslexia, and was often told off by his teacher in school for not paying attention in class and drawing books, which ironically became his job later in life. Take that, education system. I don't need to take notes on every detail in Johnny Tremaine anymore. Rap has finally been salvaged! Personally, I also suffered from ADHD and mainly read Captain Underpants books before I got medication to treat it and could focus enough to read other. This led to Dave Pilkey kind of becoming an idol in my mind whenever I thought of books or authors or reading or anything like that. In today's world, there's always a person for everyone to look up to, no matter who you are. And knowing that someone like me made a successful book series gives me hope of maybe becoming successful in the future. Dave Pilkey inspired me to do what I hope to one day be my career. That is the biggest reason why these books are so important to me. If you have a dream that you think you can't achieve because of you as a person, aspire to achieve it anyways, because who knows, you might be the one who inspires another generation into doing the same thing. I swear it works better than the actual book, I'm just really bad at this.